Tardak. Elena spun proudly over the plush carpet, letting her new outfit be seen from every angle. "What do you think?" she asked excitedly, taking a moment to recover her balance. Inez kissed head silently and leaned back into the sofa, crossing her arms. "Aren't you hot wearing that?" "Oh come on, Inezka," Elena exclaimed, expression quickly dropping. "I'm serious. You look like you'd get way too hot in those clothes." Her hands came to her hips as she stared at her friend. "Well, I'm fine for right now. Come on, tell me what you really think." Inezka rolled her eyes. "Okay," she responded, silently muttering, "Don't blame me if you die from the heat." Her friend took a moment to fix the big green cap in the sleeves of her long white shirt before posing again, arms posed as if she carried imaginary weaponry. "So?" Elena asked again, though much calmer this time. "What do you think?" "Well," Inezka started, examining the green outfit. Yeah." Elena's eyes lit up, hoping for a positive response. Inezka forced a smile on her face. "I think young Link would be better for you." Just like that, Elena's hope and optimism faded. "Huh? Why? You don't like it?" she asked, while pulling the cap away from her eyes. "Those clothes are a little big, don't you think?" she remarked, noting that her friend seemed to be aching from the chainmail shirt. "They were the smallest I could find," Elena retorted. "And I can't go to the Western District by myself. And I can't just say no to what Master Elon finds for me." "Look, calm down," Inezka commanded, hopping off the sofa and onto her feet. "I'm not saying the costume's bad. I'm just saying maybe it's better for you to wear clothes that you're comfortable with. Besides, I know you'd get really hot wearing that." She paused, watching Elena take off her hat and hold it in one hand. "Why do you want to dress as Adult Link anyway? The kid version is cuter." "But Adult Link is cooler," Elena shouted, nearly losing her balance as she leaned forward. She regained her footing and ran a gloved hand over her forehead, the leather palm stained with her sweat. The knowable smile in Inezka's green eyes said all that needed to be said. Okay, Elena acquiesced. "You're right. It is a little hot wearing this." Inezka shrugged. "Don't worry. There will be other Devil's Nights. I'm sure you can pull it off then." "Yeah, I guess," Elena responded distantly, turning and making her way up the stairs, dragging her boots the entire way up to her room. Once the door was shut and locked, Elena walked to her large mirror and stared hard at the reflection. The chainmail shirt stopped just above her knees and was tiring her shoulders. The sleeves of her white shirt were bunched up at her forearms. The off-white tights were slacking, and her cap was starting to slip over her eyes again. It was only the green tunic that fit her. "I don't make a good Adult Link anyway," Elena groaned. She undid the buckles of her belts and pulled the tunic and chainmail over her head, letting them crash onto the floor with the soft thud along with the hat. Her feet slipped out of the uncomfortable boots and the itchy shirt and tights quickly followed, leaving her in her underwear before redressing herself in only the green tunic. The familiar green cap remained in her hands but soon fell back to the floor. It was too big for her anyway. After refastening her belts, Elena re-examined her reflection, blue eyes sparkling against the mirror. With a sigh, she simply smiled. Inezka was right again. She turned her body to see herself from all angles, admiring the new look now that she was wearing only the tunic. As weird as it was, she had to admit, she looked cute in just the dress. Part of her wished she could just go like this, especially since the hat would hide her new boyish cut. but she was still determined to dress the part. All she would need now is a smaller green cap. After slipping her feet into her more comfortable pair of shoes, Elena unlocked the door and exited her room. "Aneska, I'm coming down," she shouted as she hurried down the stairs. No response. Once she reached the landing, she realized that the living area of the mansion was empty. "Aneska." She looked down the opposite halls, but saw no one. "Aneska, where are you?" "Yeah." Elena turned her head in the direction of the echo. "What?" "I said in the foyer," Aneska repeated, her voice bouncing off the walls. "What's she doing over there?" Elena hurriedly walked down the halls toward the entrance of her master's mansion, quietly thankful that she finally felt air against her limbs. As she approached another set of stairs, she saw on the lower floor, just outside the front door, a familiar dark-skinned man talking with her friend. "Ugh. Seriously?" "I'm sorry, Aneska, but it's your mother's orders." "But I just finished another mission a week ago." Their voices echoed across the foyer as Elena hurried down the stairs toward the two, footsteps echoing over the polished surface. She counted the sixth step before the landing, but fought back the urge to bounce off of it. There were guests here after all. "Hi, Mr. Samuel," she greeted courteously. "What's going on?" "Hello, Elena," he returned. "I'm afraid I'm here to pick up Aneska." "What? Already?" Elena turned to her friend. "I thought you said you'd be free today." Aneska sighed. "Yeah, so did I. Mum needs me to do some cleanup." "Oh, that shouldn't be too bad," Elena responded understandingly. "I can come and help if you I don't mean my room, Elena." A faint redness grew over her face. "Oh, I knew that," she said through an embarrassed smile. Samuel chuckled. "I apologize, but I'm afraid it's urgent. This business must be taken care of quickly before it gets out of hand." "Yup. And of course, Mum is way too busy to get someone else to do it," Aneska remarked derisively. "Aneska," Samuel chided. "Yeah, I know. Might as well get moving." She turned toward Elena holding a rolled piece of paper. "Sorry, Elena, but I'm in a bit of a rush. Can you deliver this to Mum for me?" "Huh? But isn't the cathedral just that way?" "Yeah, but if what Sam says is right, I gotta hurry," Aneska explained. "Sorry to put this on your shoulders, but duty calls." An annoyed exhale left her lips. Elena thought for a moment before nodding. "Sure. I'll deliver it to her as soon as I can." "Thanks. I'll give you a little something when I get back," Aneska responded with a smile, though it wasn't hard for Elena to guess what she meant. After giving his appreciation, Samuel guided Aneska to their nightmare, and with the simple crack of the reins, the two rode off past the yard. Once she saw the fiery horse gallop off the estate grounds and the gates shut and lock a good distance down the road, she shut the door to the manor and made her way back to the living room. The scroll was still tightly held in her hand as she sat on one of the sofas, hand casually feeling the soft texture. Aneska said she was in a hurry, so it sounded like she would need to deliver this as soon as possible to Mrs. Romanova. She looked over herself in the short green tunic and turned toward the stairwell to the upper floors. She can change once she got back. Besides, the cathedral wasn't that far from the estate. She pushed off of the sofa and made her way down the hall to Ellen's study, eyes catching one of her master's most regal outfits hanging proudly within a large, elegant frame. The door quietly closed behind her, and after a quick check, Elena reached for one of the white statues standing at one corner of the room. A small set of books moved aside once she tapped the hidden switch, revealing a clean panel made of stone, as if it was waiting for something to be placed. She slowly exhaled and closed her eyes, focusing on the seal her master had placed on her stomach for her protection. As she recalled the familiar memories from her mind, the fear of being chased and killed by the demons of the kingdom, she focused herself to remain calm. Her fingers tingled, and beneath the tunic, her seal glowed dimly like a dying coal. Almost there. For the briefest moment, her hands glowed green with Ellen's energy. She pressed her palm against the panel and let the light dissipate against it, the green aura quickly disappearing, like rising smoke. Sounds of shifting stone filled the room as Ellen's luxurious chair and desk moved to the side, revealing a hidden stairwell that led into the darkness below. The bookcase's books had concealed the panel once again, and after Elena was certain she hadn't alerted her master, made her way down the passageway. Shortly after, the heavy desk slid back into place, concealing the hidden passage once more. As Elena hurried down the torchlit corridor to the secret warehouse, she couldn't help but think what she was wearing was somewhat fitting. Little did she know just what adventure could await her for the day.